guys! So today we're going to read Go Green, and it's the Berenstein Bears, Go Green. So already I can tell just by looking at the cover I see some cans that say recycle on them. And this week we're talking about recycling. We're talking also about reducing and reusing some items as well. And all of that helps to save our earth and to keep it green. So let's read this story today. See if you can identify some ways that they're helping keep our earth green and clean. Bear Country was a beautiful place to live. It had green rolling hills and wide river valleys. It had cool shady woods and bright sunny fields. There were steep cliffs and deep canyons, roaring rapids and rushing waterfalls. Lots of creatures lived in Bear Country besides bears. There were deer and ducks, woodchucks and weasels. There were rabbits and raccoons, possums and porcupines. There were badgers, bats, butterflies, bugs, and much more. The bear family loved living in Bear Country. They always tried their best to keep it beautiful. Most of the other creatures who lived there tried their best too. But no matter how hard you try, sometimes you run into problems. And that's just what happened. One fine morning, the bear family decided to go fishing. "Let's go down to the creek where Grizzly Gramps keeps his boat," said Papa. "We can pack a lunch and have a picnic as we fish." "Terrific," they all agreed. If you see at the first one, they're collecting trash. Looks like they're picking up litter around. That's one way to clean our earth, right? The family packed up their fishing gear and their lunch and went down to the creek, where they loaded into Grizzly Gramps' boat. Papa got out the oars and rowed everyone lazily along, their fishing lines out, while they ate a picnic lunch. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and all seemed right in Bear Country. Until, phew, they see these gas streams, so something stinks. "Phew," said Sister, "what's that awful smell?" The rest of the family sat up and sniffed. "Yuck!" they all cried. "What is that?" What do you think that is? What's something outside that might smell? Let's see. They noticed something funny floating in the water. It was a streak of dark, gunky-looking stuff. It seemed to be coming from around the bend in the creek. "Uh-oh," said Papa. "I know what's around that bend." Soon they could all see it. The Bear Country dump. Not only was it giving off bad smells and polluting the air, it was also polluting the water by putting in that oil-looking stuff. "Wow," said Brother, "what a mess." It was indeed a mess. There were wrecked cars, old mattresses, busted TV sets, broken washing machines, and piles of trash and garbage. But the worst mess was the bunch of leaky old oil drums that somebody had dumped right on the edge of the creek. Gooey, smelly black oil was leaking into the water. What would happen if too much of that got into the water? That would not be good, right? "This is a disgrace," said Mama. She hated to see her beloved Bear Country treated this way. Mama had even been the mayor of Bear Country for a time. "This has got to be cleaned up," she said. "We'll go to the town meeting and complain." "Yes," said Brother. "Go, Mama," said Sister. "Go, go," said Honey. At the next town meeting, the bear family and many other bears filled the town hall. Mayor Honeypot was on the stage. He rapped on the desk with a gravel. "Ahem," he said. "The meeting is called to order. Is there any new business?" Mama stood up to speak, but another bear jumped up before her. "Mr. Mayor," he said, "I am Mr. Greenwood, and I have come to complain about the disgraceful state of the Bear Country dump." Mama sat down to listen. "Oil is leaking from the dump into the creek," said Mr. Greenwood. "What are you going to do about it?" Mayor Honeypot was surprised. "I did not know about that," he said. "We will have a cleanup of the dump right away. Will any of you here volunteer to help?" Everyone at the meeting raised their hands, especially Mama, Papa, and the cubs. A few days later, it seemed like most of Bear Country was down at the dump. Everyone pitched in to clean up the trash and junk. Much of it would be mixed with earth so the trees could grow on it. They hauled away the oil drums and put them in a safer spot far from the creek. So together they're solving the problem and helping clean their country. As the bear family headed for home, Sister was thoughtful. You know, she said, it's good to clean up the dump, but there's lots more we can do to make bear country clean and green. We can do things right at home. We've been learning about it in school. Like what? Asked Papa. Well, began Sister, we can recycle and compost. We can stop wasting water and energy at home, added Brother. And, put in Mama, we can carpool with other families going to school or shopping, so we won't waste gas. But Papa had the best going green idea of all. He rigged up a windmill on top of the workshop to power some of his tools. I think wind power is the best kind of energy there is, he explained. It's clean. It's there any windy day you want it, and best of all, he added, it's absolutely, totally free. Whee! Said Honey, holding up a pinwheel to catch the wind. The end. So what are some ways that the Berenstain Bears helped to save their country? What were some of the things that they said they can do right at their own home? They don't have to go out of their way to do them. They could just change some of the things they're doing. One of the things was they could carpool. So instead of going to school by themselves, they could take some of their friends with them. So that way not 5 cars are going to school, maybe just 1 car is taking the kids to school. Kind of like a bus. If you ride the school bus, you're helping because we all load up into that school bus and take one vehicle rather than all 20 people on the school bus going in a car. That would be very hard on the earth because all of the gas from the cars and oils would pollute our air. Another thing that they mentioned was to save energy at home, energy and water. And one way you can do that is by turning off the lights when you're not in that room. You could turn off the TV when you're not watching it. There's lots of ways that you can save energy at home, even unplugging chargers at home while you're not using them. Great way to save energy. When you're brushing your teeth, turn off the water while you're brushing. Turn it back on when you need to rinse, and then turn it off when you're done. You don't need to have the water on for too long. So just keep an eye on those things, and every little bit will help. Another thing you can do is recycle. You can make sure that your trash ends up in the right place so that it doesn't leak into water around us. And yeah, Papa Bear even made or created and put on top of his workshop a windmill so that as it spun, it would make energy, and he could use that for his tools. So there's lots of good things that can come out of this, and we can help not only save our earth, but help ourselves feel better and treat our earth well. All right, how can you help save our earth? I know we've talked a little bit about this, but there's got to be other ways that you can change the way that you're living or the things that you're doing at home in order to help save our earth. So see if you can change something this week about what you do. All right, that's all for now. Have a great day, guys. Bye.